All right, everyone. Another also-ran has decided to throw their hat in the ring for the 2024 Republican primaries. Asa Hutchinson, former governor of Arkansas. Also a former DHS official, a war pig, and a drug warrior. Yeah, the Jeb Bush crowd must be happy right now. Let me do some brief analysis. But we'll talk about the good for MAGA, and then we'll talk about why it's a very blunted effect potentially. I expect Trump to rocket up in the polls at any time in the immediate future based on Alvin Bragg indicting him. I don't expect that Asa Hutchinson getting in the race will have a particular impact. I think he could plausibly end up at 5 to 10 points. He's sort of in Nikki Haley territory. I think if Pence doesn't get in, most Pence voters would go for him. I think basically Asa Hutchinson is for people that would otherwise support Haley but don't like the fact that she's female. That's basically Asa Hutchinson's voting bloc. Very pro-war, globalistic, entrenched unipartyist insider, really anti-drug, etc., etc. It's basically like Nikki Haley's platform, only with a genital swab. It's the transgendered Nikki Haley, I guess. We won't presume his gender. Yeah, he could come out and decide to be the first trans Republican candidate for president. That would at least net him a few votes, I'm sure, at this point. Have Dylan Mulvaney, I guess, as his running mate. Anyway, the Bud Light campaign. Look into that. And famous for being famous. Couldn't tell you anything else that he's done other than swill piss beer. DHS drug warrior gets into the race. Why would this not have a big impact on it? Because he's going to steal votes that would have already not gone to Trump. He's a TDS sufferer. He's got, again, that unipartyist thing going on. Basically, there's a nexus of different candidates. Ramaswamy is the outsider that would pose the most challenge if he had enough name recognition to actually do so. Haley and Pence, who may or may not get in. Hutchinson. Bolton, if he had gotten in, apparently he decided, well, there's already another warmonger in here, so I'll stand down this time and just endorse Nikki Haley, or maybe Hutchinson now. Right now, though, it's just filling up with neocons. By the way, you don't even have a plausible, viable alternative to Trump right now. DeSantis hasn't gotten into the race. It could be that DeSantis now sits back and watches the polls carefully and sees how much Trump gains from being indicted. Or loses, potentially. There's always the possibility that people really are that fickle. I just think that a lot of his core fans see through that. I think he's just waiting to see what happens with the polls. If DeSantis gets in, Hutchinson eventually will drop and probably endorse DeSantis if he drops early. And it would be between him and Haley really to battle it out for that third wheel position. There would be room until later for a third or fourth candidate. I suspect that if DeSantis doesn't get in, you'll see Christie in. He would probably fall somewhere around the same level of viability as Haley or Pence or somebody like that. Pence might get in, although again, he's crazy if he does. Imagine you're going up against your former boss. It's not going to go over well for little Mikey if he decides to get in. Christie can't win due to physiognomy. Nikki Haley can't win because she's got too many people who fucking hate her. And Hutchinson is like the slightly more palatable Nikki Haley. Very, very slightly so. And again, you've got that drug warrior-ness, the really hard-on-drugs thing. If you want someone who's been a hard-on drugger who wants to lock people up on felony charges for smoking a joint, you should just join the Democrats at this point, since both the president and the vice president happen to have been drug warriors. Kamala Harris, definitely a crooked prosecutor back in the day, and Joe Biden, literally the architect of the tough-on-crime era in 1994. Asa Hutchinson would look like the soft one in such a matchup. That would be funny as hell. Here's my read. He's not viable. Again, more name recognition than like Ramaswamy, probably just around the Nikki Haley level, though, anyway. He doesn't have any other particular unique qualifications. I'm scratching my head. I'm thinking other than having been a governor, okay, he was governor of Arkansas. He's got a lot of bureaucratic experience, but most of it's negative. Framed in the context of the now populistic Republican hegemon that we're seeing continuing to rise up, to the point where a lot of people, you've got to realize, here's another thing I should point out before I forget it. The majority of Republican Party now is MAGA. You have Trump's core fans, that's core MAGA, and then you have people supporting DeSantis who effectively, they like everything Trump did, they just don't like Donald Trump. They might be black-pilled and think he's unelectable. They might not like the mean tweets, but they like the policies by and large. Or they have a single policy, like the vax policy or something, that puts them off of Trump, but they liked everything else. But they're MAGA, effectively. They're just MAGA, that doesn't particularly like Trump. I think that, by the way, 99% of them would vote for him anyway if he wins the primaries. Just like most of Trump's fans would back DeSantis. I just think that enough of them wouldn't to deny him the general election. That's my read. Trump, I think, reabsorbs more readily than DeSantis at this point. That's just a hunch. When we look at it, though, that means that there are perilously few people that would strongly support a uniparty candidate. Like, again, DeSantis doesn't get in. Some of those fans have TDS enough not to support Trump. They might support a different candidate. But if you support DeSantis and his policies, you probably don't like Asa Hutchinson. You probably don't like Nikki Haley. You might tolerate Ramaswamy, but half of you don't know he exists. So who's the Trump alternative? He's riding in the mid-40s at any given time. He needs a bare minimum pickup from anyone else who doesn't get into the race, whose fans don't fucking hate him, to put him over 50%. Asa Hutchinson barely, therefore, has any calculated impact on the primaries. Again, he's more likely to vote share with Nikki Haley or Pence, people who are never going to support a MAGA ticket. They wouldn't support Trump. They're not going to support DeSantis. They want Jeb Bush. Jeb Bush, by the way, coming to his credit, belatedly albeit, did come out and drag Alvin Bragg the other day. Even fucking Jeb Bush managed to do it before people like Mitt Romney did. That is extremely intriguing to me. Although, of course, anytime a Bush speaks, it could always be a poison pill. They're acutely strategically aware of how desperately unpopular they are, at least in the Republican Party. George W. seems to be up on a pedestal currently among Democrats. This is a wonky era in which we live in. The millennials are hopeless. That's about all. Peace out.